Where or when does the president believe he's been falsely called racist?
You're kidding, right?
No.
I will pull you plethora of examples. I'm going to get my team in that room to start going through the internet of radical Democrats throughout the years, Ed, who have accused this president falsely of being a racist. And I'm sure there's many people in this room and on network television across the country who have accused him of the same. In fact, I know that because I've seen it with my own eyes. And the president very much looks forward to having an event later this afternoon at 3 p.m. to celebrate Black History Month.
All right, folks, so I'm doing this video for a couple of reasons. First of all, I want to show what Karoline Leavitt is talking about, where she says that she can show a plethora of videos showing media outlets calling Trump a racist, based on the question that this reporter asked her, as where he says, when and where does the president falsely believe he was called a racist? And the other part of this is I want to show how language like this, calling Trump a racist, creates radical individuals, right? Radical individuals that have tried to assassinate President Trump. And its media outlets are complicit, right? And I'm going to show you these media outlets calling Trump a racist, starting with Mr. Don Lemon here back in the days when he had a job on CNN, calling Trump straight up a racist. And then it's not only that rhetoric, it's calling him a Nazi, a fascist, a Hitler, and all that stuff creates these radical individuals, just like the individual that tried to make an attempt on, well, Trump wasn't there, but he breached the perimeter at Mar-a-Lago at about 1 a.m. in the morning and got shot and killed by Secret Service police. All right. And these are the kind of people that are created when you have media outlets and radical individuals posting comments in reference to Trump's assassination. So with that said, I want to show you the very minimal individuals, not even a whole library of these people calling Trump a racist, just a few clips of individuals in the media calling him a racist. So with that said, let's continue on with the video.
And tonight, I'm Don Lemon. The President of the United States is racist. A lot of us already knew that.
You know, when it comes to the event that happened yesterday, what's so hard for me to witness is people stating that the president is a racist, because I've seen him firsthand. He saved one of my best friend's lives, a black woman who has been with him for 18 years. So he has a black friend. He's a racist. No, he saved her life. No. He did. Okay. He's a racist.
One of the president's most recent tweets, straight up racist.
President of the United States told progressive Democratic women of color in Congress to go back to the crime-infested places from which they came. In a series of racist tweets, we're calling it as we see it, this morning, Trump writing this.
For decades, this country has been fighting against the kind of racist talk that we're now seeing from the White House.
That is classic, not just racist language, Frederica, that is white supremacist language.
Using the language of white nationalists to try to stoke the support of people who are uncomfortable with immigration. There's a long list of racist things that this president has said, and yet his approval rating has continued to climb on it.
There's a wonderful mosaic of Americans that are coming together and binding together to beat him. And so that will happen, but, you know, people need to stay vigilant because he's a tough turkey and, you know, he's a full-blown racist. And he's going to pull every racist trope that he can from now until November.
So, folks, Sonny Hostin alone said it 4 times in that one video on The View. So, this is what I'm telling you, folks. It's not just, you know, individuals on social media posting stuff. It's the mainstream media that are out here calling Trump different names, racist, fascist, Nazi, Hitler, all this stuff. And you're going to tell me that this is not incentivizing people and creating radicals on the left to attempt to assassinate Donald Trump or just try something to harm him. If you believe that, man, I'm telling you, man, I got a bridge in Brooklyn I can sell you. If you believe that these media outlets are not complicit. So now I'm going to show you the kind of people that, and it's just one video of this one lady right here talking about how she can't wait till something happens to Donald Trump. So let's take a look at this video. And please remember, these are the kind of people that are getting incentivized, right, by the CNNs, the MSN Nows, or whatever they call themselves, you know, the ABCs, the CBS, these media outlets, these liberal Democrat hacks, you know, these media outlets that carry water for the Democrats and the liberals. These are the media outlets that these people like this lady right here listen to. And just listen to what she says and how in her voice, how she kind of seems joyful that she can't wait till that day comes. Check this out.
Finally happens. I really hope it doesn't happen in the middle of the night. While it will be amazing to wake up to a breaking news article that it happened over the night, I feel like the celebration will be a bit more muted. Here is what I hope happens. I hope that it happens in the middle of the day and that I just happen to be out walking. And it's a nice day, so it's beautiful. So I'm walking, and all of a sudden, someone opens their window and screams out, "It happened! It finally happened!" And I'm like, "It happened? Are you sure it happened?" And then another person opens a different window and is screaming in joy and popping bottles of champagne. I hope that it's a celebration out on the streets, because that is what it would be. If it happened in the middle of the night, there would be celebrations in the streets, but it would take a minute for those to get started. And I also don't want to be woken up with screaming. I would rather be walking down a beautiful street and people start opening up their doors and windows to shout the news to the world.
So with that said, folks, I'm going to show you, just as a reminder, I'm going to show you the attempts on President Trump's life. There have been 2 actual attempts, and then there have been various plots to try to poison him and stuff. So let's take a look at that, and then we'll go back to this individual, who is the individual that breached the perimeter at Mar-a-Lago and got shot and killed by Secret Service. So with that said, let's go into this and how these are the actual assassination attempts that have been tried against Donald Trump, right? July 13, 2024, Butler, Pennsylvania. Of course, we can't forget that Trump was shot in the upper right ear during a campaign rally. The shooter fired 8 rounds from a nearby rooftop, killing 1 attendee and injuring 2 others before being killed by Secret Service agents. His name was Thomas Matthews Crooks. Trump survived, led to Secret Service investigations and the director's resignation. The second one, on September 15, 2024, West Palm Beach, Florida. This is what happened. No, this is not what happened last night. This is an incident at the golf course. While Trump was golfing, a man hid in bushes with a rifle aimed towards the course. A Secret Service agent fired at him and he fled but was arrested. He was convicted of attempted assassination in 2025 and sentenced to life in prison February 2026. His name was Ryan Wesley Ruth. Trump was unharmed. The incident was classified as an assassination attempt. Now, these are the notable foiled plots and threats throughout the years. Now we're talking about 2016, 17, 18, 20, 25, and 26. So let's go over them. These did not reach the stage of direct action against Trump, but involved intent or preparations. June 18, 2016, in Las Vegas, Michael Stephen Sanford tried to grab a police officer's gun at a rally to shoot Trump, arrested and deported after serving time. September 6, 2017, Mandan, North Dakota, Gregory Lee Linghan attempted to use a stolen forklift to attack Trump's motorcade, arrested and sentenced to 20 years. October 1st, 2018, William Clyde Allen III mailed ricin poison to Trump, arrested but charges later dismissed due to mental health issues. September 20th, 2020, Pascal Cecile Veronique Ferrer mailed ricin to Trump, arrested and sentenced to nearly 22 years. Various 2025 incidents, including death threats via letters and social media, a suspicious hunting stand near Air Force One, and an inadvertent loaded gun at a golf club, all foiled without harm to Trump. And then, of course, what happened last night, February 22nd, 2026, around 1 a.m. in Mar-a-Lago, Florida, an armed man breached the perimeter with a shotgun and gas canister, but was shot and killed by Secret Service. Trump was not present, so it's classified as a security incident rather than an attempt. And then, of course, you got ongoing threats such as reported Iranian plots have been mentioned in intelligence reports, but have not resulted in executed attempt. So, with that said, folks, these are the kind of people that are being created by these narratives and what's being said in the news media outlets and what's being posted by some of these radical individuals out here in social media. So with that said, we'll go back to the individual that we were talking about earlier, that I showed a picture of earlier. All right. So here is the individual that broke into the White House, the Mar-a-Lago. He broke the perimeter at Mar-a-Lago and was shot by Secret Service agents. And he was reported missing by his family. And his name is Tucker Austin Martin. All right. So tell me, folks, do you think that this individual was incentivized by what he heard in the news, by these news media outlets? Was he incentivized by individuals like that female that I just showed you, talking about she can't wait for the day to come when she hears the news of something happening to Trump? Meaning she can't wait to hear when he's unalived. All right. And she doesn't want it to happen at night. She wants it to happen during the day, and she wants to see people celebrating. And I'm sure this individual was probably one of the individuals celebrating Charlie Kirk's death. All right. This is where we're at, folks. This is where we're at. And the media is not going to take responsibility for this. You know, they can say all they want, that they have nothing to do with it. They're just reporting the news. But what they are saying when they are talking about President Trump since 2016, folks, since 2016, we've been dealing with this. We're talking about 10 years of news media outlets, these left-leaning news media outlets, bad-mouthing Trump, calling him a racist, a fascist, Nazi, Hitler, any bad name you could think of. They're calling this individual for the last 10 years. And you're telling me that in 10 years, you're not going to have individuals that are going to get radicalized to try and do something stupid like kill the president of the United States. It's crazy, folks. And I just wanted to talk about this and show you how these outlets, these news media outlets, they think we are stupid. They really do think we are stupid and we don't know any better. And I'm telling you again, these people, these liberals that watch these news media outlets, these left-leaning news media outlets, they know that this is a lie. They know that this reporter sitting up there and asking Karoline Leavitt this question is an outright lie. They know it because they see it every day. So with that said, folks, like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video in addition.